In 2022, we built a new cottage home and our backyard landscape was a blank slate. By blank, I mean we had a strip of grass and a lot of bare dirt. Since we were moving in, most of our energy went into designing the interior of our home. Fast forward to 2023, we decided to kick off the Backyard Transformation Project. Here's a picture that inspired us to transform our backyard. There were some things that were important to us though. We wanted to introduce an outdoor living area for family gatherings, since Asheville has amazing weather 3 out of 4 seasons. We wanted the landscape improvements to be low maintenance with plants that look good all year long. We wanted to keep the budget low, which meant DIY to save money. Of course DIY, that's how I roll anyway. Finally, I have a full-time job, so this had to be done on the weekends, which means it's going to take us about a year to complete. We started off sowing some grass seed in the spring of 2023 so that we can graduate from our bare dirt backyard. One trick was to also sow in a little bit of annual ryegrass, which it sprouts very quick, like a few days, while the rest of the tall fescue seeds sprout in slower. Annual ryegrass is also a cover crop technique as it grows in the winter while other grasses don't. It's a good trick. Next up, we designed the first landscape bed, which was an easy goal. We picked out some of our favorite low-maintenance plants, a variety of flowers in the mix as well. It was important to add a special ornamental tree to go here, something that would stand out, so I planted a red Japanese maple. This is one of my favorite trees. I just love the red, purple leaves that it has. Anytime I see one of these, I have to call it out. This tree looks so good that I bought a second one and planted it against the forest line. In a couple of years, it's going to look amazing. The next small goal was to plant a flowering shade tree. We needed a medium-sized tree that would be spectacular during the spring, summer, and fall. Since we love the Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C., we decided to go with the Yoshino cherry tree. Seeing a ton of white flowers all over this tree is something that we can look forward to every spring. Another couple of weeks go by and we set out again to make incremental updates to the backyard. First was the bed design and excavating all of the soil. I had to excavate because the grass line was already too high against the back patio. This time we planted some larger base plants such as the emerald green arborvitaes to give the landscape an evergreen base. In this plant haul we picked out bright yellow sunshine ligustrum, angelica blue juniper, and some other varieties of flowers for color. At this phase you can really see the project starting to feel more like a backyard. Here is where we decided to take a little break from the gardening and we ended up designing and building a small treehouse. The kids loved building this treehouse as they got to chip in and be part of the design phase and construction phase. They were happy with what we built. We kept walking out onto the grass and it was starting to get muddy, so we decided to build a small landing pad and a flagstone path to the treehouse. I ordered some gray mist flagstones because I love the dark gray color. When the stones arrived, I learned that the surfaces had huge dips, chips, and humps that are not good for a stone pad. I then realized that I made a huge mistake. This mistake cost me an extra $800. To fix this, I went to another stone yard and found a perfectly flat flagstone. By this point, I changed my mind on the pad and decided to go with a full-on flagstone patio. So I purchased 3 tons and had it delivered. We got to work excavating and bringing in the base material. I quickly learned that flagstone patios are labor-intensive. You have to have an artistic eye to puzzle together stones, and it requires a ton of work to get through each phase. But we got the job done, and we were very happy with how it turned out. The patio project turned out to be 4 weekends of hard work. One thing I love about this project is the family getting outside to work together to build our home. Every project the kids wanted to be part of, helping build our cottage homestead. Remember the $800 that we couldn't use for the patio project? Well, that led to the next project of constructing Flagstone Pathways in the landscape. I love the way it turned out. Instead of just plants, having boulders and paths in your landscape beds gives it even more depth and interest. You should absolutely invest in having some pathways around your house. We ended up installing 1 path in the front yard and 2 pathways in the backyard. Now at this point, the lawn was looking really rough. It took a beating due to us working on the landscape and stone projects. I had to sow some more grass seed in the fall and I learned that's the perfect time to renovate a lawn. I simply sowed some seeds, applied some eco-friendly fertilizers, and sure enough, it revived quickly. The lawn was even green throughout the entire winter, which was an unexpected win. I'll be fertilizing the lawn every spring and fall here on out. Spring 2024 rolled around and we got motivated again to start to finalize the landscape beds around the patio. I researched the most resilient and low maintenance plants to put in the new landscape areas. The plant I'm most excited about for this new landscape bed is the autumn ember azalea, which blooms these red-orange flowers during spring, summer, and fall. That's 3 out of 4 seasons. My overall favorite is the new Montgomery Colorado blue spruce, planted on top of our mini hill. Of course I love boulders, so I added a boulder to finish off the project, and that's where we are now. It has been amazing to see how far we've come. It's been an intense amount of work to transform this backyard from bare dirt to a welcoming outdoor space we can all enjoy. But we didn't do it in one day. One small project after another helped move the larger vision forward. There's still more work to do, so if you enjoy DIY landscaping and home projects, make sure you subscribe, as I'm always working on new projects. I'm going to add a couple of other videos on the screen here for you to enjoy, and please be sure to look out for new videos coming in the future. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time, y'all take care.